Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. Excited to be here with all of you. Welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. Good afternoon. As you're coming on, please remember to like and share. We are so thankful for this new year and our Tea Time Tuesday, where we're pausing, reset, and building resilience. We have a wonderful Tea Time community. Again, welcome to everyone. Good afternoon. Please remember to like and share so we can get this out there. And we want to welcome you to this very special tea time this afternoon. I hope that you are ready to engage, ready as a community to come together. Just excited about this afternoon's tea time and just excited to be here with all of you on this beautiful, fabulous Tuesday afternoon. So, again, welcome to tea time. Make sure that you have your tea time journal and join us. The Renewal Center is celebrating National Hot Tea Month. Isn't that great? We are a tea time community and we are celebrating National Hot Tea Month. And so I have my tea here. And speaking of tea, go ahead and share what your tea of choice is this afternoon. What are you having? Are you having tea? And our tea of the week is peppermint tea. Peppermint tea. It's a wonderful tea, very soothing, very calming. If you've all tried peppermint tea, this is one of my favorite teas that's soothing. It especially has a lot of health benefits, soothing to my stomach. So our tea of the week is peppermint tea. And again, go ahead and share with me what you're having this afternoon. Are you having tea? Are you having water? Are you having coffee? Go ahead and share that information and let me know, what's going on and what you're having this afternoon. Again, this is National Hot Tea Month, all right? National Hot Tea Month. And so this is great. This is exciting. And thank you all for joining us on this afternoon's tea time. And go ahead and share your tea of choice. I am having Earl Grey tea, which is actually my favorite tea. And I'm just thankful for it. It's so soothing this afternoon. Really need this soothing feel that tea time. I mean that my tea is giving me. All right, Monique, you said that you're enjoying peppermint tea. All right, you said you enjoy peppermint tea. Okay, it is very soothing, very calming, and I just love it. It has that nice peppery, and it's good for like this time of the year. The winter time of the year. So again, and so we're gonna go ahead and announce our book of the week. All right, our book of the week, and our book of the week is A Day of Rest Creating Spiritual Space in Your Week by Martha Whitmore Hickman. All right. This is a wonderful book here. Just to give a little information about it, a little synopsis. A day of rest offers ways you can find time for yourself, your soul, and your family life. Aided by personal stories, inspired quotes, recommended rituals, and using the weekly tradition of honoring the Sabbath as a day of rest. The author explains uncomplicated ways to reintroduce serenity into your life. Finally, this book offers 52 innovation ideas, one for each week of the year. And again, our book of the week. All right, book of the week is A Day of Rest: Creating Spiritual Space in Your Week by Martha Whitmore Hickman. All right, so that is our book of the week. So I hope that you all have your tea time journals, you have your pen, your paper, you're ready to engage with us. All right, Michelle, you have a raspberry tea. All right, that's good. That's a nice fruity tea. All right, good afternoon to our executive director, Patrick J. Brown. Good afternoon to you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Again, go ahead and share and invite someone to this tea time broadcast this afternoon. All right. So, as you're sharing your tea of the week, the tea that you're having, and as you're sharing your good afternoons, again, welcome. Make sure to like and share. We're just going to take a moment to go ahead and locate ourselves. And this is something for those who are new to tea time, welcome, and those who are part of our regular community in tea time, welcome as well. As we know, this is a time that we take a moment to pause and just take a moment to locate ourselves. And this is really, really great. All right, Renita says she's having Capri Sun at work. You know what? I like Capri Sun. Thanks for sharing that, Renita. It doesn't have a lot of sugar, and I enjoy those quick drinks as well. It's kind of refreshing. Thanks for sharing, Renita. And so we're going to go ahead and locate ourselves. We're just going to take a moment just to kind of calm and consider yourself. And wherever you are, just take the moment, just kind of sit up and just let's begin to just breathe in and out. And we're just going to take that moment to locate ourselves right now. Just a few more moments. All right. Isn't that great? Taking time to locate ourselves this afternoon. Thank you all for joining. And so, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring our director, Carmela Head, who's our director of community programming for the Renewal Center.
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello, Carmela. Good afternoon to you.
I'm doing good. I tell you, it's bright and sunny over here. I know we were talking before Tea Time Tuesday about the weather, and it's nice over here. It's a little chilly, but it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's chilly. It is a little chilly. And oh, coffee for me. Oh yeah, Daphne loves Earl Grey, my favorite. You know
Mhm.
what? I can't keep Earl Grey in my house because I drink it so much. And besides the Earl Grey and the hibiscus tea is one of my favorites. So thank you so much for sharing that, Daphne. All right, Carmela, I know you're gonna go ahead and take us into tea time, and I'm looking forward to our tea time session this afternoon.
Okay, thanks, Hope. I'll see you on the back end.
All right, see you.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Well, I wanted to just say welcome to everyone for Tea Time Tuesday today. And I hope that you're having a great Tuesday afternoon. And I just want to actually say once again, we welcome 2023 here and all that are joining us at 12 o'clock noon and at 7 p.m., of course, on our fourth Tuesdays. But it's just so exciting that we have our Tea Time community today that's all ready for the tea time. And actually, we're all ready to be powered up for 2023. I'm going to go ahead and share something with you on the screen. Today, we're going to be talking about powering up. And I'm telling you, I'm just excited about being powered up. So I'm going to show you something and want you to just take a look at this and just think about it. Just think about it. Good afternoon, Pam. It's good to see you too. I see that Pam is joining us as we are thinking about powering up for your next in 2023. Powering up for your next in 2023. Hello, Tina. It's good to see you too. And we're so glad that everyone is joining us for Tea Time Tuesday. We're looking forward to a great afternoon. Hope everyone's having a great day already. So I'm going to put that up one more time and just think about where you are in 2023. Here we are, 2 weeks into the year. Power up for your next in 2023. And 2023, we were all set. A lot of us have hit the ground running. We've hit the ground running and we're ready for all our new endeavors for 2023. And, just think about some of the things that you're already planning. Like I said, some of the endeavors that you're already making way for in 2023. We've kicked it off and we're all set and ready. And a lot of us have plans in place. So while we're having plans in place, let's think about powering up for our next. So while you're thinking about that, what is your next? Think about what is your next? What is it that you're thinking about doing January, February, this first quarter, maybe perhaps for the entire year? I'm going to go ahead and get us started today for our tea time today. I'm going to add this to the screen. While you're thinking about what is your next, think about reset. Because, for Tea Time Tuesday, our whole focus is on pausing, taking time for reset, to redo some things, to get ourselves ready, and then building resilience. And so while we're thinking about that, take a look at the screen. I thought I'd get a little creative today and put those batteries out there. And when you think about those batteries, what do you think about? Especially about powering up for your next in 2023. As I think about that, let's take a minute. I put a few things out there Uh, when I thought about powering up and I did a brainstorm about it, I thought about get going. It's time to get going. Maybe for some of us, it's time to reboot. Maybe it's time to activate some things or set in motion. Powering up is a positive thing. And I'm excited about it because most importantly, it puts us in a position for what I'm going to be talking about today. And that is on readiness. That's right, readiness. Oh, this is going to be really great. So when you think about powering up, what comes to your mind? Because, I want to invite our Tea Time Tuesday community to chime in. And also today, I'm going to, Hope is going to put the link inside of our chat. If you want to come on and join with me a little bit today and talk about powering up, click on that chat and I'll bring you in for a minute or two and we can have a great dialogue about powering up. And so here's Monique. Monique says recharge when she thinks about powering up. Absolutely. Recharging. And that's really something that we're going to talk about today, Monique. Recharging. This is so good already. So take your time. Think about Tea Time Tuesday while we're here. What does powering up mean for you in 2023? Okay, Tina. Tina says strength and ability to go higher. Oh, yes. I'm telling you, we're already starting off in a positive way. Strength, ability to go higher. That means to just take the next steps. Thank you for sharing that. And then here goes Michelle. Regenerate, renew, refresh. Okay, Michelle, I think you're already in our tea time, the tea time passage for today. The practice for today, that word refresh. We're going to really focus on that. Thank you for sharing that. And let's see here, Renita. Hey, sis, it's good to hear you out here today. You're saying gathering and preparing for your next steps. Woo! I'm telling you guys are already in our practice today. Gathering and preparing. Okay. Pam, rejuvenation. Well, you guys are bringing in some things in the chat today. Yes, rejuvenation. I love this. And then Michelle, tap in. LOL. Yes, you're tapped in. Powering up means to tap in. This is really good. And then Patrick, our executive director, is saying turning off. Okay, you're turning it off so that you can charge up. Oh, this is really good. I love this. This is great. You guys have any more things? Put it in the chat. We'd love to hear that. So, I'm just thinking about powering up. And once again, when I thought about it, I thought about these 4 things: get going, reboot, activate, set in motion. And I love how everyone has shared, okay, Patrick is coming back in. Power down. Oh, this is great. Yes, he said turning off, power down. We had tapped in, rejuvenation. Tina, recalibrate. Yes, I love these words. Yes, this is amazing. We're coming up with some great things. Regenerate, refresh, gathering, prepare, strength and ability. These are really some great words that we are using to describe powering up. Okay, Daphne, turning it on, forward movement. Okay, this is great. Setting in motion. I love that. When you're really going forward in forward motion or forward movement, you're face forward, right? These are some really great words, and I love this. So just thinking about powering up in 2023, all of these words that we've used so far has really put us in a mindset of motivation, right? Put us in a mindset of actually being ready. I would like to say that powering up is all about readiness. And this one word we're going to talk about today, efficiency. That's right, efficiency. And so if you look up the word efficiency, of course, efficiency is a state of being efficient. So we know what efficient means: to achieve maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. Now, how many of you guys would like to do that going into 2023? I'm be the first one to raise my hand because I really would like to take a time to stop, to pause, to achieve maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort and expense. And I guess if you want to say that could actually mean doing more with less, but you're being effective. You're going to be effective, but efficiency means you want to make sure that you're putting out productivity in a maximum way without having wasted any effort or expense. So this is a great time to sharpen our efficiency this year. Okay, so when you think about becoming more efficient, because we've put some great things in the chat already, when you're thinking about becoming more efficient, what does efficiency mean to you? Because I can come up with a lot of things about being efficient. Hello, Karen. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so when you think about efficiency, what comes to your mind? Okay, I'm going to bring that screen up that we're talking about powering up, because I'm going to share the first one, the first strategy today. But before I share that, I still want to know, what do you think efficiency means to you? Efficiency in your role, efficiency in your daily living, efficiency at your home, or efficiency on your job, or doing your tasks, whatever hat that you're wearing. What does efficiency mean to you today? So I'm going to take a minute, sip my tea, and remember that we have a link in the chat if you want to come in and join us today. We'd love you to come out and share your ideas about efficiency. So let's take a second, grab your journal, let's do a little brainstorming, grab your tea and relax. And then I just want to find out, what does it mean to you to be efficient, especially going into this year? Okay, Nichelle's coming in with something. Nichelle is saying, doing things in a timely manner with no wasted time. Okay, so I'm going to leave Nichelle's remark up there for a second. I want us to kind of ponder on that, because that's really the gist of a lot of efficiency, is doing things in a timely manner without wasting time. And I like that, Nichelle. Thank you for sharing that, because this is where Nichelle is with efficiency. She wants to do things in a timely manner and don't waste any time. That's great. That's time utilization is so important. Tina, she's saying effective capacity to build or perform. There's that one word that jumps out, capacity. We must know our capacity. So Tina, being effective in the capacity of where she is so important on being efficient this year. Thank you for sharing that, Tina. Do we have some other thoughts that you want to share about efficiency, about powering up this year? This is really about being motivated and being powered up and being in a position of readiness. Okay, to Patrick, minimum waste. I like that. Minimum waste. And if you think about some of the Tea Time Tuesday practices that Patrick has done, when we talk about decluttering, and then a lot of these things fall into place of minimum waste. We don't want to waste time. We want to be more efficient in all that we're doing. I love these. They're coming in. Patrick's also say reduce level of effort, because you want to do more with less. I love that. Reduce. So maybe that's something that he's walking in this year to move in, reducing that level of effort, but having maximum output. Thank you for sharing that, Patrick. He's sharing reserved energy is not wasted. That's a great fact. Reserved energy is not wasted, because, sometimes I've come to know that when I preserve my energy, I become more efficient. I'm more alert. I'm more productive. And then this is great. He's even sharing the next remark. He's saying optimizing resources. That's a part of it too. Because when you take the time to focus in on what you're doing, and you really reserve and preserve your time and preserve your energy, you optimize a lot of different areas. Do you guys agree? Give me some hearts and some thumbs. When you take your time, I'll say that again, to reduce your level of effort, you reserve your energy, just like Patrick is saying. And I see a lot of other remarks coming in. Michelle, working smarter, not harder. I like that phrase. Yes, we want to work smarter and not harder. We want to hit the ground running in 2023 with our endeavors, but we want to work smarter and not harder. This is great. Tina, she's saying being skilled with time. And I like that, because it requires you to be skillful. It requires you to take the time to go through your checklist. Maybe process of elimination helps you with your time. You want to be efficient. And here's Patrick again, reducing redundancies. Okay, let's park right here for a second. Reducing redundancies. Oh, now I'll be one of the first that, even though I'm a time management guru person and I love time management, sometimes we tend to just go over our tracks over and over for certain things, and that is not efficient, right? That's not productive. I would say that it's not really making the most of your time. But when you take the time to minimize doing the same thing over and over again, that means we come to a place of learning what works and what doesn't, right? And then we can focus in on what is happening so we don't have to keep having redundancies over again. Thank you for sharing that, Patrick, because that's motivational right there, to think about the fact that we can become more skillful. We can become more, I would say, in a place of readiness when we reduce redundancies. And here's Hope. She's saying the ability to produce desired results without wasting time or energy. And there's that word again, the ability to produce. You want to be in a place you want to be able to produce your desired results. You want to, just like we just said about redundancy, we don't want to have to keep doing the same thing over and over to get this, you don't want to do that. We want to have the ability to produce the desired results without wasting our time or our energy. Thank you, Hope, for sharing that. And here's another remark coming in. Michelle said, a checklist helps me to not do things redundantly. That's a great tool, having a checklist. Having a checklist of what am I doing today? What am I doing this week? What am I doing with my goals over the course of a year? And so that I don't have to repeat some of the same things over and over again that works against the list, right? When we check off our, what do you call it? Process of elimination, that helps us, right? Would you agree? I see some remarks coming in from Patrick. Efficiency is measurable. It is. The checklist proves that. And also, as we sit and look at our agenda, that proves it. So that's a really good tool right there also. We want to measure where we are, and we measure our efficiency. You can see great outcomes. And if you see a lot of redundancy, that's measured. You could see how you can measure that too. You could see where you are in the whole scheme of things by measuring where you are. Doing things right the first time. Okay, so there's that's a part of, I would say, stepping stones for us. I don't know if you all had seen that Tea Time Tuesday about stepping stones, but learning as you go along. Maybe there's some things you learn that, if I do it right the first time, or if I learn how to do it this way, then that'll really help me to stay on task the next time. So that means actually focusing in. Would you guys agree? Doing things right the first time helps us to be more efficient. So thank you all for sharing that. I really want to share this strategy with you. If you could take out your journals, I think that we can really be able to do some things together today as we talk about really being in a place of readiness. So as we power up for 2023, for your next, one of the biggest things is staying connected. That I found that if we stay connected and make the right connection, that really keeps us in a place of readiness. I thought this was kind of comical, but I want to share this today. And if you look at the screen, you'll see batteries, right? And I want to share something with you. How many of you have been distracted in a way, like when you were using your batteries for a device? So you were kind of distracted, and you ended up putting your batteries in the opposite direction. You know what I mean? Like a flashlight or wall clock or even your TV remote. And we have inserted the batteries in the wrong side, and then we wonder why, we go back and we went, well, why is this not working right? So maybe we were in a hurry and we just switched things, or we put things in, and then we start wondering, why is this not working, And it doesn't matter if we put brand new batteries in, if it is not in the position that is correct, plus and the minus, or positive and the negative, it's not going to function. That's right. We can buy brand new batteries, put them in something, and if it's not in the right position, it's not going to work. So I'm thinking about this analogy. we have to take more time to reposition ourselves because of distractions. So think about efficiency. When we really take the time to position ourselves and to be in the moment and watch out for distractions, we'll be able to be more efficient in what we're doing. We want to put ourselves in a position where things are moving and operating efficiently as well, and that's basically by having strategies. So think about those batteries, putting them in the wrong position. It could be maybe there's a strategy that we're missing that we could use. Maybe we might need to focus in a little bit more. So when we're powering up, think about that. The batteries are what gives the device what it needs, the igniting that it needs to function. And so we need that too by staying connected and making the right connections. So I want you to think about that. What are some ways that you can stay connected? What are some ways that you can make the right connection? Could it be, what areas could that be? You can write that inside of your journal. When you power up, you want to stay connected. Make the right connection. Even our cell phones today, and I'm going to talk about that because it's just really amazing that, all it takes is the right positioning of the batteries to be in the right place for it to function. We have to be in the right position. We need to be face forward. Like someone mentioned earlier, forward movement, really focusing ahead of us keeps us focused, keeps us connected and in the right position. Okay, so let's move to the next one. The next strategy I want to talk about is powering up for your next. Determine a backup plan. So sometimes we might need, we might need to take a moment and, powering up for our next could, with this could be, it could look like taking time to determine your backup plan. What would that look like for a meeting? What would that look like for a conversation? What would that look like for your goals? What would that look like? And I'm going to be a little comical again because I thought this was so funny, but I'm not going to be the first one. Don't leave me out here by myself. But how many of you guys are guilty of this? Borrowing batteries or cords from other devices to make your current device work. Think about that. I'm coming back to the screen here. How many of you guys I'm guilty of this, and I really have to watch this. Borrowing batteries from another device to put into the current device to make that device work. So then when you go to pick up the other device, then there's nothing in there. There's no batteries in there. So that doesn't function. And you said, I can't use this device because there's no batteries there. So, using that analogy is this to make sure that I have enough batteries for everything, right? Even though that's a comical, I see a lot of people, I gotta laugh too. Because I'm not the only guilty one doing that. But we can use that analogy. Yes. Renita and Michelle didn't leave me out here hanging by myself, but we can take the time to think about that analogy in our lives, because ensuring that you have to have what you need to function more efficiently. Yeah, we need to have something, our ducks in a row or a backup plan, preparing your agenda. How about that? Preparing your agenda before you go into your meeting or you go into a lesson that maybe you're facilitating. Are you all prepared for that? That helps you become more efficient. What about covering all your bases in a meeting? Maybe you want to get all the discussion from those that are involved in the meeting. You want to make sure that you get everyone's feedback so that you don't have to have redundancy. Remember, we talked about that redundancy. How many of you guys have been in a meeting and, someone repeats repeatedly over and over the same thing that someone else has said? We might need to focus in a little more so we can practice efficiency by really narrowing in on what's happening. I see some remarks coming in. Michelle, she's saying, it's possible to use another cord and damage the device because it's not the original. Oh my goodness. That's right. So you put yourself in a position of utilizing something that doesn't fit with something else. Oh, this is really great. This is really great. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining us today. And here goes Michelle again. Preparation is key for me. Pamela, guilty of doing that too. Yeah, sometimes we take batteries out of something else, or let's just say we may take things from we may subtract from something that we need that to help that area be efficient, and we add it to the area that we're working in, and now we have to supply more to that other area, if there's a deficit. So, I mean, really taking the time to focus in and be prepared makes us become more efficient in a lot of areas. And I see Monique coming in with something. She's saying, this illustration makes me think of how important it is to know your bandwidth. Absolutely. That's right. Don't take more on than you have to. Focus on one task at a time. And, I'm going to leave that remark up there because one word, that stands out in this is bandwidth. To become more efficient, you need to know how far you can go with something. What really keeps you in a place of, I would say, readiness is knowing, okay, I think I know just how much I can leverage with this, or I know how much that I can work on in this area. It keeps me prepared. It keeps me focused on this area, so I'm not in overload. And that was something I was going to share a little bit later. Overload can sometimes take us off task, and we're not really focusing in on what matters at the moment. So, I like this illustration as well too, Monique, because it does show us, how far can we go with something without, getting off track. And that makes a big difference when we want to be productive, right? Okay, so let's go back to our practice again, and let's talk about the next strategy. Power up for your next, staying charged up. Oh, I love this. I love this one. And, because when we think about, and I tell you, when I thought about this, being powered up, I thought about, being excited and motivated. Tea Time Tuesday is about resilience. It's about reset. And this is a great time to stay powered up. We just came into a new year. Face forward. What are your endeavors? How do you stay motivated? How are you going to keep the pace? I like this remark coming in. Multitaskers have to work hard at focusing on one task, but it's doable. It can be doable as long as you're focusing in that one area. We have to make sure that we are staying sharp in an area. And as we stay sharp, we're giving our attention to that one specific thing at a time, so we're not overdoing it or being distracted. Just like putting the batteries in the opposite position because we're kind of in another frame of mind. And then when we go back, we're like, why is this not working? Why is this not effective? Because of the distraction that was there at hand. And Hope is saying, staying motivated and energized. Yes, that means powering up. That's where we're going now. Staying charged up. How do you stay charged up? Look at the batteries, that we talked about. How do you even stay charged up? There's a lot going on around us and we want to stay motivated. What grounds you? How do you stay motivated? How do you stay focused? One thing that's a stress factor for me is going to my phone. I know I'm not alone here. Going to my cell phone and I'm like, oh no, my phone is on 10%. And then, there's that level of anxiety that steps in and I need to make that call or continue that conversation. I'm like, oh no, staying charged keeps us sharp. Staying charged, staying motivated, staying ignited, staying focused, staying grounded keeps us on task. It keeps us relaxed, so that we can stay on task. I hate picking that cell phone up and I'm like, I got to make this call. It's only 10%. Why is it at 10%? Because maybe I didn't take the time to recharge it. Maybe I didn't get the chance to take the time and the focus in on, okay, I need to take this time to recharge it. I don't know if I'll have a phone call today that's important, or I may need to do something on my phone. And I use these funny analogies today because it's so true about being charged up. We have to power up our phones. We have to take the time to stay charged up as individuals as well. And I love these coming in. People are telling us what it is that they do to charge themselves up. And Hope is saying, fill the tank, recharge. That's right. Because you can't function when you're on dry. You can't function when you're on empty. We have to refill and stay powered up. This is wonderful. I love that. And then Tina is saying, get rest and focus on the why. I love this. A lot of people are saying getting rest, proper rest is so important, for us to stay on task so that we can focus on what's next. Patrick is saying multitasking is not a skill, and I believe that as well. Studies show that it makes us less efficient and more prone to errors. I always talk about multitasking when I talk about in my seminars on time utilization. When it just seems if you are focusing on so many things at one time, something is going to be left missing. So that is very true. Thank you for sharing that, Patrick. And then here we go. Take personal days. Absolutely. That's great. You have to take personal days to recharge, or you will end up burned out. We don't want that. And Hope is saying managing your energy is important. It is a factor. It's essential that we manage our energy so that we aren't losing the essence of who we are in the process of obtaining where we need to go. Hope is saying get better at saying no. Last time we talked about this on one of the Tea Time Tuesdays, I think it was a Tea Time Tuesday, I mentioned no is an anointed word. Sometimes we have to say no and know what our bandwidth is and know what we can do to stay focused, right? To stay on task. So sometimes we have to practice the art of saying, oh, not at this time. I don't think I can do that. And being in a place of knowing how far you can go in order to stay focused. Hope is saying eliminate inefficient communication. Yes. So we go back to what we were saying earlier about powering up. I would say going back on what we were saying before about being efficient with our batteries, charging it up, making sure things are, where it needs to be. In our conversations, are we redundant? We want to eliminate inefficient communication. That makes a big deal. Thank you for sharing that. So remember to stay fueled up. What are some ways that you stay motivated? What are some things that keep you grounded? You can write that in your tea time journal. You can start thinking about some new ways in 2023 that you can really focus in on that. It could be affirmations. Maybe you want to jumpstart that again this year. Maybe put some at your desk, wherever you are. Maybe you're driving in your car. You can recite those or listen to things that are positive. How about fueling up some positive self-talk? How about saying some things that are positive to yourself about making a determining effort of staying focused? Sometimes you have to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to stay focused on this task. Or maybe I'm going to incorporate this new idea, but saying it and meaning it and being intentional in a positive manner helps us to move forward and being in a place of readiness. How about engaging in great dialogue with others? Because others sharpen us as well, right? Hanging around or being around in the company of those that sharpen us makes a great deal of keeping us accountable to where we are, right? Y'all give me some thumbs up or some hearts out there. And that's called fellowship. Some of us may say the word fellowship. Okay, how about listening to things that empower us, that will, actually keep us moving, keep us going, and keep us efficient? I love that. I think that listening to those things make a big difference. We want to be powered up. I'm going to go back to the screen before we close out today and take a look at this. Stay charged up. And last but not least, refresh what's outdated. We need to refresh what's not working. I found out that, what is draining the battery might be some things that's happening behind the scenes. On our cell phone, sometimes I know when I'm trying to find things, it will say these things are still active. It's still going on. You can't see it, but it's draining your battery. And so think about the things that may be draining. Ask yourself, well, what slows me down from being productive? Just like we check our phone for those apps, like I was saying, they're running in the background. Sometimes we need to refresh our phones, and it's helpful so so our phone can run efficiently. How greater would it be for us to do the same thing? Find out those things that are hindrances to productivity. I see a comment coming in, and it's, I hype myself up all the time with positive self-talk. Yeah, Sometimes we have to hype ourselves up with positive self-talk and get ourselves going and say, I can do this. I'm going to stay on task this year. We're already in week 2. What can I do to stay on task for week 3, week 4, month 2, month 3, going forward? Thank you for sharing that. This is living in faith every day. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So I just want to take, as we take the time to power up for 2023, let's take a minute and think about, those areas that may stifle us or be hindrances to productivity. Could it be overload or redundancy, like we said? Could we not be making the right connections due to distractions? What are your takeaways today, concerning productivity? Because we want to be powered up. We want to stay connected. We want to make the right connections. And we don't want to borrow. I would say we don't, I laugh at it all the time. We want to go run around borrowing batteries from other devices just for this device. So then you start losing track of things. And I use that analogy because we don't want to borrow from all the other areas. And then we don't have enough energy for the task at hand. I love this information that's coming in. The little engine who could. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. Stay charged up, stay motivated, stay positive. And Hope is coming in saying proper work-life balance. You have to have balance. You can't put every egg in one basket, all the eggs, going in one basket. Eventually, something's going to go missing, or it could just become overload and it'll be hard to manage it all at one time. So in your tea time journals, again, you may want to ponder for this week and think about, this tea time practice about identifying some areas that, may hinder your productivity. How can you power up for 2023 and be effective? And, we can be effective, but what about being efficient? And you want to work harder and work smarter and not, at a place that you're overloading yourself. You can do more with less, right? Remember that efficiency is a state of being efficient. Efficient is achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. So I think that this is a good time to just kind of take stock in the new year. What better time for us to really put ourselves in proper perspective of where we're going. We want to stay motivated. We want to stay in a place of innovation. And as we are in a place of innovation, this gives us a place to become more creative. When you become more creative, that means you're focused. That means that you're taking the time out to be efficient in what you're already doing. I'm going to add this to the screen and just think about this as we close out. This year, you want to get going. You want to reboot, activate, set in motion. All of those things that you mentioned at the very beginning of our Tea Time Tuesday makes a big difference. And so thank you all so much for chiming in today. I'm going to bring in our director back in with us so she can join us for the remaining part of our Tea Time Tuesday. And you can also find out how you can become a part of sharing in with our Tea Time community on Giving Tuesday. Hope?
All right. Thank you so much, Carmela. This was a very good tea time, very interactive, a lot of engagement. Took some notes from, I see a few comments that came in. So this was really good tea time and really good, for the start of a new time, it's new year, and to keep us well understanding about how to stay recharged and what does that really mean. So this was really great. I really
Thank
appreciate this
you.
time and I really enjoyed it. And looks like everybody else enjoyed it. It's just great to have a good, tea time community where we can share this type of information and build
Mhm.
resilience.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put the announcements on the screen. Hope if you want to take us away with all of our Renewal Center announcements, especially
Sure.
kicking it off with our Giving Tuesday.
All right, absolutely. So we would love for you to join us for our Giving Tuesday. This is Tuesday. This is our Giving Tuesday. Start off, this new year by joining us and giving this giving season as we give together. The Renewal Center, we're a great place. We have a lot of different programming coming up. A lot of things are unfolding, and we want to continue to move forward in the Concord, Charlotte, North Carolina area and beyond. So we invite you to be able to give to the Renewal Center on Giving Tuesday. We have several options that you can give. We've added two. So we have our website where you can give right to our website. You can give right from your phone, the text to give option located here on the screen. You can give through PayPal. There's our email for PayPal, CashApp. We have that available, and we have added Zelle and Venmo. So this information is located here on the screen for you. And if you would like to mail a money order or check, you may do so with the P.O. box listed there below. We are so excited about what is going to take place in this 2023 for the Renewal Center. We invite you to come along with us, come along this journey, and be able to give and join us during this giving time, this season of giving. All right. And so we want you all to be able and to join us for our Reforming Culture. Our instructor is Apostle Patrick J. Brown. Informing Culture is held every first, second, and third Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. You can go to our social media pages to sign up for the Reforming Culture. Right now, we're in the book of Ephesians. This has been great. It's been a phenomenal teaching. If you can join us, please join us on every first, second, and third Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. for a great teaching. All right, so we invite you to please save the date. All right, I'm excited about our North Carolina prophetic gathering. Save the date, April 27th through the 29th, 2023. This is going to be phenomenal. Registration is now open. So you have the time right now to go ahead and register for our Fourth Carolina prophetic gathering. As you can see, we have our speakers here, our very own Pastor Carmela Head, who's going to be speaking, and myself, and some great, phenomenal leaders that are going to be speaking at this year's gathering. Please, you can register with the information that's listed on our flyer and located on our social media pages. Registration is now open. Carmela, I am excited about this North Carolina prophetic gathering. This is going to be held local, so it's not going to be virtual this time. So we invite you to go ahead and register. Make sure to invite a friend, share with someone, because this is going to be phenomenal. Again, the Fourth Carolina prophetic gathering, April 27th through the 29th, in sync with Christ. All right, so this is going to be great. All right. All right, and this is going to be the last one before we start on Monday. We've been announcing this for a while. I'm presenting the Prophetic Foundations class, Building an Understanding. You do not have to be a prophet, but we understand that we are prophetic people. And so if you want to know more about the prophetic and foundations of the prophetic, please join me and my special facilitator, Apostle Patrick J. Brown, on January 16th, 23rd, and the 30th. Starting at 8 p.m. in the evening to 9:30. Registration and information is located on the flyer and also on my social media pages. So this is going to be our last announcement. Registration is open all the way to Monday, this Monday, the 16th, I think the 16th at noon. So you can register all the way up to that time. I invite you to join us so that as we're maturing in the prophetic. All right. So that will conclude our announcements. Please, I just want to say that for all of those, our Tea Time community, that we also have Tea Time on the last Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. You can join us there. This is our evening session. It's quite different for some of you who can't connect with us live during the day. You have the opportunity to connect with us on the last Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. We invite you to join us for a time of pause, reset, and building resilience for our evening session of Tea Time, which is the fourth Tuesday of every month. All right, Carmela, that will conclude announcements. Just want to thank everybody for joining us on Tea Time. I'm going to go ahead and did you want to close us out? Did you want me to close out for you? Or?
Oh, you can close out. I'm excited. Right. Before you close out, I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining in today. Our community, our Tea Time community, just really, I'm telling you, we were really gleaning from one another. So I'm thanking everyone for, we thank everyone for just joining in with us today for our Tea Time Tuesday for our renewal practices. You can
All
go ahead
right,
and close it, Nicole.
our community. We're excited. Thank you all so much for joining us this afternoon for tea time. We
Mhm.
enjoyed the engagement, a phenomenal tea time. Please remember, if you want to catch the replay, you can go to our YouTube channel. You can go through it by make sure that you download the app that will lead you directly to YouTube so you can watch the broadcast again and be able to just, saturate yourself in the replay. So we thank you all so much for joining. Remember, I am Renewal, and take care of each other until we meet again for our next tea time. Have a great afternoon.